This is Yoga Fusion, 45 minutes. The only prop you really have to have for this class is a chair. So I have a nice metal folding chair here, and no wheels and no arms is definitely the ticket, especially no wheels. We don't want you rolling into the other room. So, so anyway, that's your main prop. And maybe something, if you have a yoga mat to stick that chair on, that's even better because you'll have some sort of traction. However, if you do have other props you might want to have handy, I have yoga blocks. These are the styrofoam version. And if you don't have these, you could use 2 water bottles or 2 canned goods of equal size and weight as a substitute. And then the other prop, it's nice to have, of course, is a yoga strap. And that could also be substituted with a scarf or a belt or a dog leash or a bathrobe tie. So, and all of this is optional. So if you don't have any of that, don't worry about it. We can offer modifications. So I like to say at the beginning of each class that if whatever is being offered doesn't suit your body for whatever reason, you have several things you can do. You could modify, you could do something else, or you could skip it. So just try to tune into what the mind and the body are saying and asking for. And I think that's it. Oh, sighing, moaning, groaning is fine. I encourage making sounds, but we're all muted, so you're there in the privacy of your home. So if it feels good, just let it out. So let's start. I'm going to put the chair aside. We're not going to go on the floor. That's another worry that some people have. So we're just going to stay up on the chair or standing. So let's start standing. And a lot of these moves that you can do standing, you can also do in the chair should you have trouble standing for long periods of time. So just so you know that. So let's get the feet a little bit wider than the shoulders. And we're just going to start swinging the arms. I also forgot to mention, this is kind of important, that I have a shoulder issue on my right shoulder. So I'm going to be modifying. So when I say both arms up to the sky, if you can get both of your arms up to the sky, please do that. But I will have to modify because I have a shoulder injury on my right side, just so you know. So here we're shifting the weight from side to side as you swing those arms around like empty coat sleeves. And you might want to shift the weight off to one side as you lift the heel on the opposite side. So you're getting a little bit of a balance challenge here. For 4, 3, look over the shoulder here. 2, and 1. Let's do 4 more. Squeezing that spine. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Let's corkscrew back to center. Just slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. The feet can still be about shoulder width apart. Hands could come to your hip crease or the waist and just begin to start circling those hips. So imagine you're on the inside of a barrel and you're trying to hit each spot on that curve with your hips. And as you go through this process of circling, if you notice any tenderness or soreness, sticky, painful areas, you could stop, breathe into it, and then just keep moving. Nice and easy. Let's do 4 more in this direction. 3 more. Inhale forward, exhale back, able to spine. 2, and 1. Let's go the other direction. Same idea. And this direction may not feel the same as the other direction. Just noticing, really paying attention to what the body is, the information the body is giving you. Few more swirls in this direction for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Let's corkscrew back to center, nice and easy. Shoulder rolls, forward, up, back, and down. Oh yeah, forward, up, back, and down. The other items I forgot to mention that you might want to have handy if you have them around would be hand weights. If you feel like you're not being challenged enough, you can add some weights. Nothing heavier though than 2 pounds for this class. So you might have a set of 1-pounders, you might have a set of 2-pounders. Let's go the other direction. And again, of course, weights are optional, so you decide if that's appropriate today. Big full breaths as we roll those shoulders, take that air all the way down to the bottom lobes of the lungs. And let's bring that shoulder rolling to stillness now. Let's drop the chin to the center of the chest and roll right ear to right shoulder. Oh, you might hear some popping and crunching here. Don't get alarmed. And just as it's just a 180-degree turn here. We're not rolling back. It's like you're trying to scrape something off your chin onto the chest. Something yummy, maybe some strawberry jam, peanut butter. And we'll do a few more sweeps just like this. Standing tall or sitting tall, you could do as well. Let's float the chin parallel to the earth and just turn the face to the right. But try to keep the shoulders here. Everything else is still except the head and the neck. Coming back through center, turn the face to the left. And noticing range of motion as you move from side to side. It may not be the same on the right and the left sides. Just observing, no judgment. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Face comes back to center. Just drop right ear to right shoulder and stretch those right fingers towards the earth. Breathing. Stretch the left fingers towards the earth. Should feel a nice stretch on that left side of the neck. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to center. Drop left ear to left shoulder. Stretching left fingers towards the earth, right fingers towards the earth. Little opposition here. Dropping left ear to left shoulder for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Let's take the head back to center now. Both arms going to rise up, but I'm going to modify. So both arms come up. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale soft with the knees. Inhale up. Exhale soft knees. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and flow the arms up all the way overhead, and we're going to climb an imaginary rope. So both arms are stretched up to the ceiling if that's available to you. I'm modifying, and we are breathing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Let's float the arms down, triple slow time here. No rush to get there. Try not to let them just collapse. Let's interlace the fingers and press the palms away so that you're stretching both arms in front of you. So it's inhale up, both arms, fingers are interlaced. Exhale, round and squeeze in front of the chest. So it's inhale, both arms up. Exhale, round and squeeze. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms come back up, and then just bring them forward one more time. The fingers are interlaced. Let's do a figure 8 with the arms here. You might want to get the hips involved. See how fluid you can make this movement. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Let's take the arms away, float them down, nice and easy. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back of the body. Now, if this isn't available, you could grab a strap or a substitute strap. That could be a scarf. And if that doesn't work, just the palms face the midline. If the hands don't meet together, just the palms facing the midline behind the body. And the idea here is not to just rest the arms on the bum. You're going to straighten the arms out behind you. So you're really opening the chest here. So crown of head is still lined up with tailbone. The four corners of each foot rooting into the earth. Nice and easy. You might want to stay right here as you stretch those arms away from the back body. Next section would be tucking the chin and then going forward, forward, forward into a forward fold until you come to a sticking point. And there you will stop and just shake the head yes, shake the head no. Maybe some Mr. Ed lips, some horse lips, getting the face muscles involved. And let's just pause here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Loading upright, the crown of the head leads, the hips pulled back to the wall behind you, and you come up triple slow time. Release the fingers, roll the shoulders a couple of times in both directions. Nice and easy. Shake out anything that needs shaking. So here you could use hand weights or you could use soft fists. You decide which works. It's going to be exhale, right fist into right armpit. Inhale. Exhale, left arm into left armpit. Exhale. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Come back to center and shake everything out if that feels appropriate. Let's work a little bit on the lower body now. So the feet are directly underneath the hips. So this is hip distance. This isn't hip distance. So where that femur bone plugs into the pelvis, that's hip distance apart. All right. So you're going to lift the right heel and then place it down. Lift the left heel, place it down. As you lift each heel, you're going to spread those 5 toes nice and wide on the earth so we get some blood flow going into the feet and the toes. You might want to keep this very simple pace here, or you might want to bicycle pedal your feet up and down. You decide what works for you. The chair could be nearby for support. A couple of fingers on the chair, maybe on a wall, or a piece of furniture that doesn't work, that doesn't move as you push your weight against it. So let's bicycle pedal here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Bringing that down to stillness. Let's go ahead and lift that right heel one more time and just circle that ankle. The ankle joint is what initiates the movement. The knee and the thigh just go along for the ride. So focusing your attention on the ankle. Where your attention goes, energy flows. Standing tall on that supporting left leg, let's circle in the other direction. And there's no need to race through it. See if you can just slow it down enough so you notice how the weight shifts in that ankle joint, strengthening the ankles and the feet to prevent falls, hopefully. Let's bring this down to stillness. Let's shift the weight now into the right leg, lift the left heel, and you're going to start circling that ankle joint. Again, it's the ankle joint that initiates the movement, not the knee or the thigh. They just kind of go along for the ride. Then we go the other direction. See if you can slow it down a bit. Breathing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring that to stillness. That heel floats down. Now this is going to be a little balance challenge. Just have patience as you work through this. So just find that fulcrum in the center of the arch where you find your center. And maybe even just start shifting the weight forward slightly to the balls of the feet. Come back to that center place in the arch and then rock back on the heels. So you're rocking forward on the balls of the feet, rocking back on the heels. You don't have to lift up a lot, just little tiny bits. Once you get the idea and once you get the motion going, maybe you want to really lift all the toes off of the earth and then lift the heels up as you rock forward on the toes, breathing. Maybe you would like to add some arms here, nice and slow. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms come down, slow the feet down, nice and easy. Breathing. And then coming back to center, that center fulcrum, nice and easy. Okay, I'm going to use this chair for support. So let's shift the weight into the right leg, and we're going to cross the left ankle over the top of the right thigh. Left ankle crosses on top of the right thigh, not the knee joint. You're going to flex that top right foot, externally rotate that top right foot. So you might want to take an arm up for this. That left arm might want to come up. Obviously, I'm not doing that, but that's a choice. So we're going to inhale that standing leg, inhale, bend, exhale, straighten for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's stay down on 1. Little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the standing leg, unwind that left leg, and let's dangle the lower leg like the pendulum on a clock for 4, 3, deep full breaths, 2, and 1. Bringing that to stillness, figure 4s with that knee for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Float that leg down. Ooh, shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out. Anything just to release any pockets of tension that might have built up. Okay, so this time we're going to shift the weight into the left leg. Finding my place here. We're going to go ahead and lift that leg up, and we're going to dangle it like a pendulum. 3 and 4, and now we'll just do figure 8s for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing that to stillness, cross right ankle over top of left thigh. Right ankle over top of left thigh. The top right foot is flexed. The top right foot is externally rotated. Maybe the arm wants to come up, maybe it doesn't. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay down on 1. Little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Re-straighten. Arm floats down, leg unwinds, and we're just going to float it back down, shake it out. How was that side? Just noticing, paying attention to how the two sides respond. Let's go ahead and take the chair here, and I'm going to face the seat of the chair. And maybe just step about 10 inches away or so from the front legs of the chair. You're going to address the chair and grab the sides of the seat about halfway along. The back will be flat. The head doesn't dangle. I won't mirror you for this. So shift the weight into the left leg. Bend that right knee. Inhale, bend knee to the nose. Exhale, straighten the legs. Donkey kicks for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep it extended. Flex that right foot. Hips are squared to that back end edge of the seat. We're going to inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, straighten the leg for 4, 3, 2, 1. We bend that knee, float it out to the right side. Little circles in the air with the bent right knee for 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle the other way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Float that right foot down to meet the left. And let's just micro bend the knees, left and right. Breathing. And coming back to stillness. Let's shift the weight now to the right leg. Left bent knee into nose. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the leg, flex the left foot, bend the left knee. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. For 8, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rebend that knee, float it out to the left. Circle with the knee for 4, 3, 2, 1. Go the other way. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that foot comes down to meet the right. Micro bend the knees left and right. And we're breathing. And then coming up, triple slow time. Roll the shoulders and find stillness. One hand on heart, one hand on belly. Eyes drop closed. And just noticing, taking a little inventory, noticing how you feel, where the energy may have shifted and moved. Heart beating, blood flowing. Chi, life force moving throughout the system. One more deep, full breath. Inhale. And exhale. And then the hands drop away. Let's go ahead, and this time we're going to face the back part of the chair here. And the feet are going to be in first position. So the heels come together and the toes point out 30 to 45 degrees. You're going to face the back of your chair. You can use the chair for support. To begin with, let's just go ahead and lift up on the tippy toes and then press it down. So inhale, lift, exhale, press. Inhale, lift, exhale, press. Let's do 8, 7, 6, strengthening the ankles. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time we're going to stay up on those tippy toes. Maybe one arm can come up. Find a point that doesn't move for your drishti point to help with balance. Maybe the second arm will come up. I'm modifying. If you can get both straight arms up into the air, go for it. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arm comes down, second arm comes down, heels float down, shake out the legs. That should have aroused notice in your feet and ankles. So this time the left foot is going to be forward, the right foot's going to be back. Both toes are pointing forward. And make sure that there's enough space between the two thighs, like you're squeezing a giant beach ball between the two thighs so you feel stable. You're going to lift the back right heel. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That heel comes down. That back foot can now point out just maybe 20 degrees, so you have a little more stability, not too much, maybe 10 degrees. And your pelvis is still going to be square with that short end of the mat or that edge of the seat of the chair. Both legs are going to bend. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Keep that back heel lifted for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and straighten the legs and then rebend both legs. Let's tilt the torso forward about 20 to 30 degrees. You decide how far you're willing to go. Maybe one arm comes forward. Maybe the second arm comes forward. Other option could be hands grabbing opposite elbows behind the back. You're strengthening that left front quad, the thigh muscle, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming out of the tilt, now coming upright, hands can come to back of chair, right foot meets the left, and just shake out the legs, micro bend the knees. Woohoo! Big full breaths. Bringing that to stillness. Now the left leg goes back. Again, both sets of toes point forward, and that back heel is going to lift and lower for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. The back foot can turn out maybe 10 degrees a little bit for more stability, but the pelvis is still squared to that square end of the mat or the chair seat. Both legs are going to bend and straighten on this one. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay down on 1. Little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You straighten. Now we're going to rebend both legs. Both sets of toes point forward. Tilt the torso forward, maybe 10, 20 to 30 degrees. You decide. Strengthening that right front quad. Maybe one arm comes forward. Maybe a second arm comes forward. Or grab opposite elbows behind the back. Crown of head is reaching for the sky. That back left heel is reaching towards the earth for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Floating it back upright, triple slow time. Hands can return to the back of the chair. Left foot meets the right. Shake it out. Very nice, guys. So now I'm going to grab a block. Blocks are optional because we're going to do modified tree. So if you have a block, that's great. But if you don't worry about it. So let's shift the weight into the right foot. And you can be near your chair or your wall for support. Okay, so no worries about falling over. All right, so shift the weight into the right leg. And then the left heel can either be on the earth or it could be on this flat block, the low block, as you tuck the left heel into the right ankle. You're standing tall on that supporting right leg. You're focusing. And if you want, you can add a foot to a calf, but not the knee joint. Or you could even do foot to thigh. You decide what's appropriate, all right? And I'm going to stick with this low-level version. And the left knee is splayed out to the side. The pelvis is squared to the front of your space. Maybe one arm floats up. Maybe a second arm floats up. You may be waving your tree branches in the air. Find a spot to focus on that doesn't move. Breathing for 4, 3, 2, 1. Branches become still. Hands meet in prayer, coming down to meet in front of the heart. Samastiti. Lifting up through the crown of the head, pressing that left heel into the right calf pressing into the left heel for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms can come down, foot can come down, shake out the legs. How was that side? You know, balance changes from day to day, so don't ever start judging yourself if it happens to be off, because you just have to keep working on it on a daily basis. Now, let's shift the weight to the left leg this time. So you're going to take that right foot, and either it could be on the earth or it could be on a block, a low block. The right heel tucks into the left ankle or the calf or the thigh, never the knee joint. All right. So now that you find your balance, you're standing tall on that supporting left leg, crown of head lifting up to the sky as you lift your tree branches up to the heavens. And your pelvis is square to that long end of the mat, breathing. And you're waving your branches in the breeze, perhaps, perhaps not. You decide what works. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Hands meet in prayer. Drop down the midline of the body, coming to stop right in front of the heart. Finding that point that doesn't move, and you're breathing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms come down, foot comes down, shake out the legs. How was that side? It might have been completely different than the other side. Just so you're becoming more and more body conscious, body aware, and listening to what it's asking of you. So let's go ahead and come and sit in the chair. Nice and easy. Maybe you want to have props available, but if you don't have them, don't worry. Let's go ahead and take the legs wide, and I'd recommend sitting more to the front of the seat than collapsing into the back of the seat. You want to sit nice and tall. Imagine that head like a helium balloon rising up to the sky. So you're going to interlace your fingers behind the back of the skull. My arm is winged, so I'm modifying. So you'll have to envision both elbows pinned back like butterfly wings. Inhale, exhale, right elbow to left knee, bring it back up. Inhale, exhale, left elbow to right knee, side to side for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Coming back to center now. You still have your fingers interlaced behind the back of the skull. The elbows are going to try to touch. We're going to slightly round the spine. Inhale, exhale, squeeze the elbows together. Inhale up. Exhale, squeeze the elbows together. Nothing violent here. For 8, 7, 6, 5. Try not to yank on the neck. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Coming back to center, unwinding both arms, and then just letting that arm drift down like it's coming through a vat of honey. Yes, honey. So let's go ahead and take left forearm into left thigh into left forearm. We're going to lift that top right arm. Inhale, stretching the fingers to the sky. If that's not available, this is an option, or hand on sacrum, and you can look over the shoulder to the wall behind you. So 3 choices here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back slowly to center. Nice and easy. Maybe shake out the torso. A little release there. And then taking that right forearm to right thigh to right forearm. Top arm either comes up all the way straight, hands to shoulder, or in my case, I'm going to do it on the sacrum for this side. So you're still getting a big stretch on the left side of the body here. Breathing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Floating back to center, taking your time, shaking out any tension that may have arisen. Let's take either no blocks in each hand or one block in each hand, and the arms come out to the side. Legs go nice and wide. Inhale, I'm modifying. Both arms go out to either direction. Inhale, exhale halfway down. Stopping halfway down, back is flat. Breathing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms come down and the blocks can come directly underneath the shoulders here. And the idea here is to walk the blocks farther forward. I'm going to go farther forward with one arm because I'm wounded. And then when you come to a sticking point, so if you go any farther, you'd fall off your chair. So we don't want you to do that. So imagine there's a strap around your hips pulling you to the wall behind. So you're grounding those sits bones into the seat of the chair. You're stretching the arms long in front. And you're not letting the head dangle. So the head is still lined up with the tailbone. You're just tilted forward. Now here, when you get your optimum stretch, you're getting a nice stretch in the armpits to help stimulate the movement of the lymph. Maybe micro movements might feel delicious, but maybe a static press is plenty. You decide. Let's go and tiptoe the blocks over to the right. Maybe that left arm wants to go a little bit farther forward than the right, but maybe not. You're grounding through the left sits bones. Breathing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to walk the blocks back to center, moving over to the left. Maybe the right hand wants to go farther this time than the left. And you're grounding through that right sits bones on your chair. Maybe this is static. Maybe this is micro movements. You decide. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Let's come back to center. Breathing slowly, and then walking the blocks back towards your chair, and then rising up, maybe hands to thighs, and just rolling some shoulders here. Maybe let's do this. Move the blocks aside, and then the legs will come together parallel, and the hands can stay on the thighs, and we're just going to circle the rib cage now. Oh. So again, you're isolating this one portion of the body, the torso. So the ribs are moving across, just like a hat box on a flat table, just circling these ribs, stimulating those internal organs, expelling toxins and wastes with those deep, full breaths as you generate new chi and life force to stimulate the body. Let's go in the other direction, circling those ribs. Hope you didn't eat a big breakfast before this. So. Pace yourself if you did. 2 more. And nice and easy. Very good. I'm going to do this on the diagonal so you can see. Again, I'm moving more towards the front of the seat of the chair. The back will stay relatively flat like a diving board. We're going to tilt back so that you hit the back of the chair. And maybe you can lift one leg. Maybe you can lift 2 legs. You decide. You can do half and half. And we're just going to flutter the feet. You're squeezing those abdominals. And you're breathing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Let's float the legs down one at a time, just to be on the safe side. If you have a strap, this is a good time to grab it. If you don't have a strap, I'd recommend holding both hands behind the back of the thigh, not the knee joint, all right? So you choose which works for you. I'm going to use a strap for this, making it even on both sides and then just keeping it on the inside of the leg. So we're going to tilt back again one more time. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten as best you can for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Rebend, float that down to earth, and just place the strap around the ball of the left foot. The strap can come on the inside of the leg for convenience. You're going to tilt back with your straight, flat back. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, straighten the leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Rebend, float that foot back down to earth. Let's come on up off of the chair. Just feet will be directly below the hips, and let's just do some bouncing here. So you're just lifting those heels. This is like a meditation in motion. You can move your body in any way you'd like. If you'd like to jump up and down, that's an option. For 8, move it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then slowly bring that back down to stillness. Let's finish up with a breath of joy. This is lots of fun. So the legs should be maybe shoulder width apart. So the arms go forward, inhale, sip, side, inhale, sip, up, inhale, sit, and then shoo. So it's a big kind of fun thing to do with your arms and the breath. So inhale, side, sip, sip, and sip. Forward, side, up, and down. Forward, up, side. Really blow it out. Forward, side, up, and down. 2 more. Forward, side, up, forward, side, up. And then coming back, arms float down by the side of the body. Find your chair. One hand on heart, one hand on belly. Sitting in your chair calmly, feet flat, hands on thighs. And then once you get yourself settled in the chair, opening the chest, crown of head floating up to sky, the 4 corners of each foot rooting into the earth, spreading those toesies, those little piggies wide, and breathing, noticing the breath. And as the eyes drop closed, just imagine there's a softness forming in the soles of the feet. And that softness envelops the feet and the ankles, and then the low legs, the calves and the shins. The softness moves into the knee joint, permeating all the complex structures of the knees. And then it moves up into the thighs, allowing the legs and the feet to become very, very heavy. This softness, this deep relaxation moves into the hips, the pelvis, the belly, the low back. Let's go. It moves up into the waist and the torso, enveloping the ribs, the heart, the lungs, the liver, kidneys, pancreas, spleen, all the vital organs deeply relaxed. It moves up into the chest and the shoulders and rolls down both arms all the way to the fingertips, all the way to the fingertips. That softness now envelops the throat and the neck. And then it envelops the head, all the way to the crown of the head. The back of the neck releases. The face and the jaw let go. The tongue lies at the bottom of the mouth, teeth slightly apart. Eyes sink deep into the skull, as though a white circle of healing light envelops the entire body. Noticing back body and front body, right side and left side. Noticing the whole body together, the whole body together, the whole body together, resting in the eternal now. And here's a quote from Pema Chodron from her book, Uncomfortable with Uncertainty, regarding patience. The power of patience is that it's the antidote to anger, a way to learn to love and care for whatever we meet on the path. By patience, we do not mean enduring, grin and bear it. In any situation, instead of reacting suddenly, we could chew it, smell it, look at it, and open ourselves to seeing what's there. The opposite of patience is aggression. The desire to jump and move, to push against our lives, to try to fill up space. The journey of patience involves relaxing, opening to what's happening, and experiencing a sense of wonder. If you'd like to remain here in Shavasana, resting pose for as long as feels right, please feel free to do that. But if you're ready to meet the day, begin to bring gentle movement to fingers and toes and arms and legs. And then as you are ready, just floating those arms up overhead, hands meet in prayer, dropping down the midline, stopping at the heart, Samastiti. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May you know peace. I salute the bright light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan. Stop recording.